Mr. Meta man. Talk to us about Meta.
Is Metaverse, or is that the? Anyway,
We're at risk of sounding stupid.
Anyway, I'm not going to talk about anything.
Your week. I want to hear about this.
No, I've only got 2 points, but we can elaborate on them because.
Oh, I'm sure you'll have tons. I see that notebook over in the corner.
Yeah, it's true. So I don't know if I'm breaking any protocols, but we had a lovely no, as in like Robin from Robin. I put her name down. Oh, damn, didn't. Actually, no. I've got
read out notes on air. Just do that.
It's Karen. It's not Robin.
That's fine.
Karen from Meta, lovely lady, came into the NBL HQ headquarters.
Yep.
In case you didn't know what that meant, she came in and gave us just like an oversight of Instagram, Threads, Facebook. What else is Meta? I kept trying to YouTube. No,
I think there's those three.
I kept almost like reference. Like I was about to ask a question at the end, and I was going to reference Twitter, and I was just like, "That's not theirs."
Anyway,
she came in, gave us an oversight of like what's working, what is currently in the works.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And I found it quite interesting. So
talk to us about your learnings.
I was about to.
Yeah, I was just leading.
So I'm just gonna go down some notes and you're gonna bounce off me with your.
Okay.
It's cheating. So first one.
Can't read that far.
The thing I found not interesting, but commenting back to fans and just engagement in your posts in terms of. I've heard
it or don't do it.
No, sorry, yes, do it. How helpful commenting back to fans and just keeping that conversation going is. Because I've heard that content creators, I think, probably in America, that I've heard say, they literally dedicate an hour or so to just reply to comments. Like you know how you time block or whatever? And they're literally just okay, I'm going to engage in all comments and just keep the conversation going. And Karen was basically saying how helpful that can be for growth, engagement.
I've heard that for like LinkedIn, actually.
And just the point, she probably didn't even make sense, but just like the enjoyment aspect of having a discussion. Like if it's a good discussion, sometimes it might just be like, what is this person talking about, or getting trolled or something. But if it's a good discussion.
Yeah. Did she say anything about how, because I've heard if you're going to do that as soon as you post, well, as soon as you get the comments, because then that will filter the algorithm and pump it up.
Yeah, I think quickly is probably a good point. I'm not sure about straight away. Like you probably don't have to, I don't know if you're the person that you see you see a comment come through and you're just like, should I wait a bit or should I'm online, I'll just reply. But I wouldn't do it 3 days later.
No. But it's more
I don't really know. Sometimes the algorithm makes these things go crazy. Anyway, it's super impactful. She said, hashtags. I've always thought these were myths. Sorry.
Power of responding. I've heard people say it's more powerful than posting sometimes.
More powerful.
On other people's posts, I should say. Did she say anything about that?
Oh, yeah. I think this was more about your own post, but I should have mentioned... I've heard how important or how helpful it can be to get your brand out there if you just actively comment on other people's.
Little tip on that I've heard, this is a bit LinkedIn focused, but if you find a big... a person with a high amount of following... Big profile that has a similar audience to you, so just say like another videographer, for example, that has heaps of engagement... Use what you would use as a post.
As a comment.
Not as long, but provide value in there because you've already got your audience and people will see it and be like, oh, what's that? That's interesting. Click on you, follow. Like,
pretty smart.
Yeah.
Well, I would say as long as it relates. Like, it'd be funny if it was just like a clearly just like...
No.
Talk about like... I don't know.
Goes without saying.
Flexible work arrangements in some off-topic thing.
Hashtags.
They apparently still work.
For what platforms?
That's it.
But what platforms?
Well, all Meta.
Really?
I think majority of these conversations is like hashtag.
Did she say anything?
Not hashtags. Majority of these conversations is Instagram. So she was just like, hashtags 100% still work. Don't use more than 3, I think she said. Like, just choose your main items.
And are they those 3 generic or are they niche? Like, are they specific?
Yeah, more... Well, I think it's... You could do the research as in, like, what's a big hashtag on Instagram that actually... people follow, whatever, but I think niche down also can help because if people are going to search for something specific and yours is in that thing, they're obviously going to find it, but
still relevant.
Apparently it still works. And I've always been skeptical on that, but one to think about.
Do we use hashtags? No. Do the
NBL? That's what I don't even think, most brands, unless I just block it out, I don't know if most big brands even use it, but is that because they already have a following?
True. I know what people are going to ask. Does she mean in the caption or the comments? You know how people...
Oh, yeah. I think just in the caption.
Really? Okay. But this is good, because these are the questions that some people mock people for always asking, but it's like the first thing people think about.
When she brought up hashtags, I'm like, good, because I still don't know how impactful they are, but apparently use them, but don't Do you remember the stage that people like put like 30 hashtags?
No, yeah.
Just keep
TikTok's
scrolling.
one I go a bit crazy
using
at.
hashtags. Actually, yeah, TikTok. I hit myself.
You have these moments in recording that nobody would notice, and we're just having a good discussion, and then all of a sudden Darren hits himself in the face.
Fun. Hashtags. Yeah, TikTok is one. No, the old discussion of whether reels are more effective or carousels, but obviously reels are more effective in terms of reach, getting new customers in and all that. But I still really like a carousel, and they still work very, very well for some brands, she said. So it's not like a thing like every single thing must be a reel.
I feel like that's just so wide open though. Like surely it really matters on the type of content and what you're trying to do with it, because sometimes it might better suit a carousel. Like you're always saying to me, Darren is good with this with. What's a good example? A basketball highlight. Okay. Rather than posting the highlight straight away, and you see the big ESPNs, even AFL World has started doing it, you do it as a carousel with screenshots of the play with text saying amazing goal by da-da-da-da, or amazing dunk, or how did she or he do this, and then you slide to the actual play. I think that's a very good example of a carousel.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because I was just like, for me, even if they don't perform better, if I'm scrolling and I see a carousel with what you just said, I'm gonna be like, that's so easy to grab my attention as opposed to just like a reel where I have to, and we're so time poor, you literally have like 30 seconds, and if I'm just like watching a highlight, it could be the best highlight I want to see,
and you don't even read the caption, you just see like the basketball court or the green overlay, like you
judge it, you're just like, I don't feel like it. But if it's like the carousel, it grabs your attention. So that's an interesting conversation, I thought.
I think so too.
Collabs always apparently post from the bigger page. I don't know if that's obvious. But even in NBL land, like we've got several different pages, and sometimes you're like, I'll collab with the main one. But apparently the main one should collab with the smaller one.
That's actually a very good tip. I did this recently with Max Events, me, and 2Times Creative. Posted it from 2Times Creative though, so I should have posted it for myself because I've got a whopping 1,400.
No, you're doing flying. Doing great, Michael. Threads. I'm really enjoying Threads. This is just more of a me observation.
Threads gets me nothing. Threads gets... sorry, go on. You finish.
No, it's just like finding what you enjoy. And I find I like talking about basketball, and I put stuff on there, and then some good conversations flowed from it. And I was just like, it's kind of surprised me with how...
Is it similar to how you'd use Twitter?
It was, yeah, but Twitter was more just like, there's so much crap on there these days, and it's kind of just like a flooded market. Threads feels like it just kind of starts fresh, and you can weed out the bad bits, and people are still there to have discussions rather to troll and sell and all that stuff.
That's good in the basketball world. I've got two thoughts on Threads. One, amazing for tech or video equipment questions.
Yes, Marcus you've been quite successful with that.
Well, it's not really... I mean, it's just what people clearly love talking about. Like, I've asked 3 questions, and literally all of them gotten maybe 20, 30, 40 responses.
And then I tried one after you said that. I remember I was in America.
Nobody helped.
Like the Vegas problem with the sound issues. Got nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, I literally need help right now.
I'm waiting. Refresh. But the second point to Threads is there's too many experts. There's so many people saying like... key to healthier life, key to YouTube, how to dominate YouTube. People like, I feel like I've seen the most ridiculous things in terms of what, for example, I saw some YouTube expert or social media expert. It's like, this is what I post per week for a client. And it's genuinely like 8 stories a day, 6 posts a week, 6 reels a week. And it like, 8 stories a day, like
I didn't realize. I didn't even take that in.
And that's the key to like. They're saying this is how you grow your account. You're like, it can't be that.
Yeah. And then you do it, and you feel like drained, or you feel like you're getting nowhere. You feel like you're annoying all your customers.
7th story,
like,
8th story.
Well, I did it. No, it's so true. There is a lot of experts, so it's a negative. What were some other ones?
Just reading. Ding dong.
Well, I told you I'm going to be transparent, but apparently WhatsApp is a tool that brands are using, that you can make like big WhatsApp groups, and they kind of just send alerts about their pages, the leagues. I've never heard of this, but apparently
like a sport league.
It's almost like a community board. So take NBL for example. Like I think you can kind of start it, and you can be like, I don't know, like it goes to everyone. So you just be like, new podcast out now with this, or grand final game 1 starting now, or what do you want to see from? I don't know. It's like something I think they're trialing and more brands are experimenting with. But I had honestly never heard of this.
Is that strange though? Because it's not by username and the privacy of if you've got everyone's number.
Yeah, I don't know how that works with number. Does it just have to be someone from your social media, like digital team, that registers as the NBL on WhatsApp, and then you somehow make a computer?
But more,
I don't really know.
More so, everyone's got everyone's numbers.
Privacy issues there, or maybe it's different. There has to be some sort of different form of WhatsApp rather than traditional.
My
WhatsApp.
thoughts goes to the Instagram. What are those channels called? Broadcast
channels.
Yeah,
she touched on them. Yeah. Anyway, similar. I think they're similar to that,
but privacy issues.
Yeah, but anyway, what's up?
What's up?
So, no, some other discussions about athletes growing their brand. Like she mentioned Angel Reese, which I found that cool because I'm just like follow the.
Darren's a big fan of.
Well, she's very popular right now in terms of talking.
Unpopular, right?
Well, she's popular.
A popular topic.
Anyway, not for this platform.
Yes. Leave that for Barker and basketball.
And the other one she was Barker and basketball, shout out. But the other one she was very big on was following the head of IG, Adam someone.
I've seen him a few times. Mozzie. It's Adam Mozzie.
Adam Mozzie. Follow him on socials because apparently he always comes out with like. Yeah, just like she was like, oh, sometimes he announces to the world stuff before like we kind of find out officially. So I think he's just very energetic and very like, hey, we're doing this. So
great example of a personal brand being bigger than the brand though. If he goes out with stuff before the brand,
and it probably works better because you trust a face more than.
Have you not seen his videos?
No, I've definitely seen him, but even after she was hyping him up, I was just like, I forgot to follow him, but I want to do it now.
Colin and Samir, I don't know if you.
Maybe I should do it live follow.
Maybe Colin and Samir. I'm sure a lot of people know who they are, but they had him on for a YouTube/podcast.
Colin
episode.
and Samir.
You've never heard of him?
Is that a podcast?
Yeah, it's like literally the biggest creator platform.
Doubt it. TTC TV, get it? No, just kidding.
Sorry, second.
Last point of this the black book of gold from Meta was just 30 seconds is the sweet spot for reels. I thought it would be longer. Well, most longer.
Dumbass. Yeah. Nah, I've heard. I mean,
well, I just think I've got a minute. As long as it's under a minute,
I feel like 30 seconds can be long. Yeah. I've heard people literally say like 5 to 20 seconds. But
5?
You know what? Really?
What are you doing?
You know what? Really,
I've got this great content. But this great content tip.
Do.
Follow for more.
That's what people do, and really, I hate.
Really pisses me off.
Yeah, I hate the reels that are literally, and I'm not joking about 1 or 2 second, 3 second reels where it's just like a shot of. It could be them. What's an example? Them in time-lapse mode doing their job like at the desk and have text saying, I've got this great idea, read caption for more. And it's just literally a song of techno while they're got a 3 second reel. I'm like, this is not content. I don't classify that as content. That's just like...
Yeah, I don't get how that stuff works because if I see one of those, I'm unfollowing you because I don't...
Because I think literally by default it's getting views. You scroll at view.
That makes no sense. What does the word come to?
That's just people stupid. Recommend clients do that to get engagement.
You better not start doing that.
You just give us a follow and I'll show you.
Episode 4 coming out right now. Follow for more. Done. Anyway, that was
a good little like sort of kick it forward style.
That was my note one. But what was your biggest takeaway from that?
Biggest takeaway.
What was your most interested one that you're gonna go back?
Put me on the spot here.
No, I like that.
What was the one before hashtags?
That was the very first one. Oh, just actively commenting.
No, I knew about that. Hashtags was interesting. What else?
It's not on there. It's in there.
I think that hashtags still have a place, but I do like the.
He's just trying to find. He's just trying to find.
Well, you put me on the spot here. I actually found all of them interesting. What was your favorite? Let me in the comments.
You say at me in the comments.
Let me know in the comments.
Let me know in the comments. No, I think.
What was yours? What was your biggest takeaway?
Well, I do.
I flipped it on him.
Well played. No, I do. I still do like Threads as like a new platform, just because new platforms are kind of exciting.
Does she elaborate on like an individuals
different,
or is it good for individuals or like brands?
It's definitely more of like I would say like individuals but brands as well, but come from the angle. If you're a brand, come from the angle that maybe you are more of an individual. As in, it's like a discussion-based platform, she said. Like a text discussion-based platform. Like it was never intended to post images, even though people do that. It was never intended to share highlights, even though people do that. I don't think that was never their intent. Their intent, from my understanding, I don't work for them, but my understanding was just like text-based discussions was what they were going to identify as their goal for this platform.